would do this all the time. In fact, in high school, we had a prank war going on with the senior girls. So like a group of girls would always get together, and somehow they'd get us better. Like they would not only get our houses, but like I get in my truck and it had like gummy bears and stuff and all that. And so we would do all kinds of prank wars, but we would always go roll people. It was just something we did, and it was something of fun. So I have a story for you. Y'all ready for this? Are you ready for this? Thank you. Okay, anyway, I have a story for you. Okay, so one night, that being said, one night me and my friends are hanging out. Okay, we got a 2-story house, and we're up. Second story, and we're hanging out. It's a big group of guys, all right? So we're all hanging out. It's really late. We're all hanging out, and we're like, okay, well, we got to do something fun. First thing we decide to do is watch a scary movie. Anybody like scary movies? Dude, I love scary movies. I'm weird. I like being scared. I like going to haunted houses and stuff like that. I just think it's fun. So anyway, we were watching a scary movie, and I'm laughing at everybody like, dude, you're scared. Like, I got 230-pound football players beside me. I'm like, really? You're scared of this? And I think it was like a horrible movie. I think it was called like Wrong Turn or something, where like these kids get lost in the woods, and there's like these little monsters going around like eating them and stuff like that. So anyway, it's like really late. I don't know if they did that, but anyway, it's like really late, okay? And we're watching this movie, so we're getting kind of scared. And then after it was over, we started talking. We're like, dude, we got to do something. It was like 3 a.m. We were not tired. We were in high school. We were like, we got to do something. So we thought we would be rebellious. Okay? So we were like, okay, what can we do? So we decided we're going to go roll some people. Okay? We have enough toilet paper at the house. We're going to go down the street. Now, the thing was, he had a really nice neighborhood, but it was like in the woods. Okay? There were a lot of woods. And like I said, the scary movie involved like woods. So we're all like getting scared and stuff like this. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be awesome. Okay? And so we decided that we have to dress up in all black. And I don't know about you, but when I dress up in all black, I think I'm a ninja. Okay? So I'm like twirling around and stuff like this, like down the road, like doing this. And then I wasn't the brightest kid. Because most people, if you see a car coming, you would like run behind a tree. Or you would like dive into the bush or something. I see a car coming, headlights right on me, and I just freeze like this in the middle of the road. Like another one go, and then I do it again. And so like that's what I was doing. I was horrible. I was not the brightest kid, like I said. But anyway, I'm out there. We rolled all these houses. We had so much fun. We're like, dude, we got away with this. We got away with being rebellious. And so we get back to the house, and this is what I think is funny. Even though we didn't get caught by anybody rolling their house, I think God was going to punish me anyway. So it gets worse. This is where the story gets really funny, okay? So we get back to the house. We stay up a little later. Everybody gets really, really tired. Really tired. So my best friend's like, hey, you can stay in my sister's room. Okay, she's not in town. You can go in there. That'd be fine. So I'm like, okay. And you know how when you watch a scary movie, it just kind of replays over and over in your mind a little bit? Like you're like, am I good? Especially when you're like alone in the dark. And the thing was, I was like walking down this long hallway by myself, and it like creaks, and I'm just like, And so I don't know what to do. And then finally, I open the door, and I open it, and I look, and I'm like, no, okay? Because I do dance moves up here, I'm sorry. Because when I look in there, the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life was all over the room, dolls, okay? And I'm not talking about your cute little Barbie dolls, ladies. I'm talking about Bride of Chucky, head spinning like, type of dolls. And they're everywhere. And I'm just like, no, guys, I'm not staying in there. And so I get one of my best friends to come in there. And there was just a twin bed in there. So I'm like, dude, you're sleeping on the floor. I get the bed. So anyway, but have any of y'all fans of Duck Dynasty? You know what I'm talking about? You know it's filmed in Monroe. So that gives you kind of an idea what Ruston people look like, okay? And so my best friend looked like that. He really was. He was a big football player, he tried to always grow big beards and stuff like that. So I had him come in my room, and I was like, dude, you're sleeping on the floor. I'm going to sleep in this twin bed. And so we're looking around, and we're laughing about all these dolls. I mean, they're just everywhere, okay? All these dolls, and I'm talking to them, and we're laughing. I cannot explain to you to this day. I don't know how this happened. Like I said, this was a 2-story house. We're on a balcony area, and there's one little light like way up there. All of a sudden, this red light just comes out of nowhere, shines into the room, and like almost highlights this little wicked doll doing this, like up against the wall. I'm like, ah! Okay, and I just like, I jump and I scream like a little girl, like, what is the red light? Are aliens coming? You know, like I don't even know what's about to happen. And then I find out this 230-pound guy is not on the floor anymore. I'm like, what are you doing in my twin bed, okay? He was like in here. He's like, dude, I'm not getting on the floor. I'm like, you get on the floor. And I'm not getting on the floor. And so we're like arguing. I'm like, dude, I'm freaked out right now. There's so many dolls and there's a red light. And so we're just in there and we don't know what's going to happen, okay? It gets worse. It gets worse. It actually gets really funny because we're talking about this like, that's a weird red light. All of a sudden, boom. The loudest crash I've ever heard in my life just happened, and I'm just like, what was that? What was that? Dude, we're in a room with possessed dolls and aliens just broke into the house, okay? And it's funny to you now, but literally when I was in there, I was scared to death. I couldn't speak. And all of a sudden I hear, boom, 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 boom. Like the wall was just like echoing around the room. I'm like, what is that? I mean, it's like 5 a.m. Everybody was asleep, and then all of a sudden, the handles start like jiggling. You know, like a scary movie does? It's like, I'm like, ah! Okay? And I'm looking at it like, what's going to happen? Like my friend, his beard, his mouth is like, okay? And we just look, and all of a sudden the door opens really slow. It's like, ah! Okay? And then I look. Here's what happened. My best friend comes in. I'm like, what are you doing? Apparently, he was playing video games really late at night. And then when he shut it off, he couldn't see. So because he couldn't see, he tripped over a weight set, okay? Knocked his whole weight set on the floor. And then he was trying to find the room. So he's reaching up against the walls, like doing like this. And so we finally found the door handle and started jiggling it. And it was a really funny night, okay? I think God has a sense of humor. Oh, and then I did get grounded because we did get caught. So I was